First pick still, it is going to be Everlasting Love. And you mentioned
I
it,
love
of course,
this.
yesterday, right?
Yep.
The Team Flash really shines on the second pick.
Yeah, definitely right. Look at Zay. Right now, it's the battle of coaches, right? And I'm sorry, coach number, but
Coach
you know
user
Metro
number.
Zays. You should. I mean, based on stats alone, Zays has definitely more accolades as compared, and he definitely will shine on the second pick because now he's able to respond towards you. You can throw anything at him. I hope.
I hope. I hope. But let's see. This Everlasting Love, we have high hopes, of course, of this Challenger team as well.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just looking forward on how they are going to go up against same aggressive team there is. So first pick, first ban, rather, most likely we're going to see Conti Ilda.
You're this kind of guy. Literally, it's like, I have a question. I have the answer for that question. But I wait for the answer to be reviewed. Then I'll answer it. And why?
There's some dramatic and
That dramatic suspense.
Yeah, the suspense.
No, it's not suspense. You're just waiting for the answers. That's Matilda being banned away by Coach Number as well. Standard bans as well. I'm actually looking forward to maybe the Leomod ban, maybe the.
You think
the
so?
Freya ban. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the Freya ban as well. Or usually, being on the red side, you will ban away the Kimi, you ban away the
Yes.
Lucas as well. That's something that we always see.
Correct.
Red side bans.
That is true. So Lucas haven't seen the daylight in the land of dawn because it's always been banned. But Baksha still the Baksha is still
Baksha.
being banned.
Yo, what
the
is
trauma,
going on?
the trauma that
Yo,
this
what
Baksha
is
has
going
been
on? I
dealt
think
upon the Team Flash.
no, not only just that. I think apart from Team Flash, Baxia is actually kind of interesting bans because you don't really see Baxia bans until today. Maybe it's because of the anti-region that the Baxia was able to offer. For example, against the Gatakacha. Gatakacha does have some form of regen as well.
Okay.
Clear at the same time relies on regen, so maybe that's why Coach Z is even using that first slot to take away Baxia right off the bat. We just don't want to deal with that.
Okay then. So there's gonna be a prior ban here for the side of Team Flash. On the other side, okay, Kimi is pretty much open. So the question is, are you gonna ban now the Fanny here of Flash SG? So instead, it is gonna be Kimi here who's been taken away. Kalea is still pretty much open. Of course, if you are Everlasting Love, if you are Kyushu, you want that hero to be open.
Yeah, I want to see what Zay thinks about this team. If he goes ahead and ban away the Leomord or even Freya or something like that, yeah, that's massive news. Then that means that Zays are really, really afraid of any weird cheese picks coming in. But then
Yes.
again, you also got Coach Zays right now. Bans
Okay.
away the Harry for now. Standard bans still standard bans.
Are going to ban Moscow still against Vanix? Vanix really shines for the Moscow here. So if Moscow is open, I assume that is going to be Team Flash going to pick the Moscow in the early phase of our draft.
But is Coach Numbers gonna handshake the Moscow? I think that's also something pretty interesting. Unless Akashi decides to go for that Moscow as well.
True.
So I mean, it could be either one.
Okay,
of,
there you go.
Either one of them, right? Fanny, of course, still one of the prior picks, banned away by the side of Everlasting Love. And now Team Flash, what is the last ban? The Lucas is still leaked out, by the way.
Yeah.
Unless Coach Z decides to ban something utterly random. Leaks out all these, basically letting the dogs out. Sorry, letting the prior picks out.
Lucas. Open Lucas. At least we can cast Lucas once.
You just want to cast Lucas, man. What is wrong with you?
Lucas is insane.
Man,
Lucas is very OP. So
he is.
So
That's
okay.
why he deserves to be in the ban pool.
Yeah, there you go. Should be banned. Lucas is going to be banned. If not,
Are you manifesting it?
I'm manifesting it. It's going to be banned.
Yeah,
already.
because when you say it's gonna be banned, it's gonna be banned. I'm like, wait, where's Lucas? Lucas is not even banned at all yet.
Yep. It's going to be banned.
Zask is gonna be banned. That's exactly what I was talking about. They're literally gonna leak it out. Now Evo is forced to make a decision. Do they go for the Lucas? Do they go for potential chip as well, which we saw quite weird successes as well. We also got the fact that you have the Juicing lying around. We also have the fact that you have your the other one, Kalir. That's also white pick. So
There you
immediately,
go.
Everlasting Love has to go for the Lucas.
Okay, now Lucas has been locked in. First time going to see here in our challengers.
Aren't you excited?
I am excited, and this is very
Wow,
OP
I can
as well.
totally sense the excitement in your voice.
Very OP as well.
Yeah,
The
yeah, of
crowd
course, of
control, team fight, which is Everlasting Love really loves to do. So if the chip is pretty much open here as well, Chip Lucas is really incredible here. But Flash SG had a chance to take this this chip rather themselves here.
Yeah, but Everlasting Love, to be honest, is like this is gonna be at least a game that you will love to cast, right? Lucas right here. Lucas provides so much value in terms of burst damage. You got it's almost like a Dyroth that is immune to CC. You cannot lock him down.
Plus the AoE, there's just so many things coming in from the Lucas crowd controls there as well. But Joy and Azushin actually has been locked in here for the side of Flash SG. And, okay, just surprised that haven't seen really... In this day, particular day, Jace, the chip has always been banned or not been picked. But now, nothing you consider there.
This is really weird coming off from Coach Z's, right? They're like Jusin and Joy, yeah, they're prior picks, right? But then again, you leak out JPL's Kalia. He's been doing wonders against JPL, and now you put these two. I would actually rank Lucas and Kalia on the same tier in terms of priority as compared to Joy and a Jusin.
Correct. Oh, so this is gonna be a different JPL we're going to see here. Phovius as well. The lineup coming in from Everlasting Love, man. Are they giving it away? I mean, this is one of the best draft that you can have, Jace.
Exactly. Against Coach Zays, especially against Flash SG. If you switch this around, this is something that I expected Coach Z's to draft as compared to Everlasting Love. Man.
Coach user number? Okay. I mean,
Coach
he
number,
did pretty good.
Okay.
Did pretty good. Like Moscow?
That I
approve again.
That I approve. And now, if you're Coach Z, you have to prioritize Manix right here, right now. But then again, you go for a Moscow right here. Okay, sure, you go for a Moscow, but now you're in a lot of trouble. Phovius loves that Moscow, right? You can dash around, but the Inferno Pursuit chases you down like no tomorrow.
Plus this draft right now coming in from Everlasting Life. They love this one. What we have seen on their gameplay, their play style, very aggressive, love to team fight. This is perfect here for the side of Everlasting Love. Now, of course, the Moscow is here, so you need some cross-map plays, again, for Team Flash. Because against Everlasting Love, you don't want to have a prolonged team fight. You don't want to have a 5v5 really here. And you need to have some cross-map plays. Moscow is one for the Assassin here for the side of Hades. I think Assassins will be the prior bans next for the Everlasting Love. Hayabusa is pretty much open.
Well, hold on a second. I mean, Lucas, unless you're implying that Lucas is going to the EXP lane. I thought Lucas was a more jungler.
Is better jungle.
Yeah, correct. So right now, if you're a Team Flash right here, you have to start to take away gold laners, right? You have to protect Moscow, make sure he has a decent game. Like, for example, there you go. The Ranger gets taken away. Coach number right here. Coach 2791827365 is going to ban away the Gato Kacha. It's so small on my screen. I had to squint. I'm getting old. I'm getting too old for this.
So JPLs will be the prior bans here.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like they're locking down a JPL ban. I really like what Coach Number is doing right here. Coach Zace right here reacting towards the Everlasting Love.
Okay, Forza taken out. Oh, speaking of Forza, Cortese last time did a pretty good job. But anyway, he's going to be in the Zushin this time around. Badang is pretty much open in here as well, actually. At least to stop here when it comes to major team fights. So if you have a Kalea, you have a Lucas here who really shines in those team fights. Badang could also stop them for the wombo combo. Purify will also be locked in here, to be honest. Oh, are we going to?
I think you ban Jawhead or maybe
Tigreal.
I think Jawhead or basic, or if not, it will be a Cho. It's either one of these two. But no, okay, they're gonna go ahead and ban away the Hylos instead. So technically speaking, still A-okay. Oh, they don't need to be afraid of the Cho because they have a Phovius as well. Jawhead.
Tigreal.
Yeah, Tigreal makes sense here. Can work. It works very well in making sure Jusin slam down the passives, and of course, the implosion also works very well for Joy's alternate. But I think right here, do you go for JPL's picks or do you go for the EXP picks? Because I feel like, both these. I think it doesn't really matter in terms of priority right here from the side of Flash SG.
So we're going to talk about the laning here. So I think CC is pretty good against Aphobius when it comes to laning itself. So they can use this one and then rotate. Also, it's kind of
Right now, the problem about Flash SG's roster is that they don't really have a lot of strong tanks, strong front lines, right? The next best slot for Team Flash is maybe perhaps a glue. Something that basically can
Glue.
absorb. Oh no, they're gonna go put a Badang instead.
there you go.
Okay,
Okay, Badang.
okay. Team Flash is literally going to say that. Okay, I'm gonna handshake you in the fight against Everlasting Love. Now looking at Team Everlasting Love right now, they're lacking a gold laner. They're lacking of a mid. In terms of mids, I think you can potentially look like maybe an Aurora, right? Something that could basically deal with Joy with your passive.
Louis. Louis.
Louis also works. Yeah, Louis
Yeah.
also works.
Louis
Pseudo.
for the
Yeah, it works well. And
at least
Everlasting
the
Love.
cross map plays as well. So
Yeah.
at least they
Good.
have the move.
Yeah, exactly. Good call on that one. Okay, that's going to be a Sicilian.
instead.
Okay. You go for the Sicilian instead. That's good range, decent range. That claw as well. And just in case it all else fails, if Team Flash is unable to end the game in time, the Sicilian will truly shine. So I love what Everlasting
draft.
Love is doing. What a draft coming out
What
of
a
Coach
draft.
Numbers. He's really calculating and have a content computer inside his pocket. The carry works very well because Flash needs to put someone very, 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 very tanky. If not, Team Flash, they don't have a brick wall. They need some form of front line. And Badang, technically speaking, does have a wall,
Okay.
does have some form of front line, but I feel like they need more.
Okay. The only thing that can really reach the back lines. Oh, there you go. You mentioned the glue, right? Okay.
Okay,
At
that's...
least-
Oh, hold on. JPL plays Badang? That is very new.
I thought you will not be surprised for that one.
No, I'm actually surprised. JPL playing Badang. I was expecting more like Ken going for the glue. Ken for the glue in that slot where they pick the Badang, right? So it's actually very interesting, right? Coming up from Team Flash, a pretty interesting draft. You got your front lines. You got a literal wall with the Badang. And it allows you to basically hold person back so that juicing really shine. So I feel like in terms of the damage, Team Flash needs to prioritize the damage from the side of Curtizi and then Moskov as a
Yep.
late game insurance. But looking at the roster coming up from Everlasting Love, this is a very, very scary draft.
Very scary and high meta heroes been locked into their draft as well. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the fights between Everlasting Love versus Flash SG best of 1 series with Lucas open first time here in our challenger stage.
Yep. Right now, what's the game plan right here? You compare lane priorities right here. I'm looking at definitely Team Flash has to play around the big lane, has to play around just JPL as the Badang, does have a lot of damage in the early game in a sense. If you notice how JPL, oh, hold on a second. JPL,
Really? we just mentioned the aggressiveness from both teams here, but JPL doing such stunt is only shows here that they really want to control the early game.
Yeah.
I think right now Kyushu, remember Kyushu here is the Kalea. We have seen the combo.
And, oh my
Really?
god. When you think Ken can't, Ken says Ken.
Can.
Literally, that's a Phobius going up against the glue, and I'm actually very surprised that the glue was able to do so much damage against Willie in the early game.
And I think this is what the priority right now coming in from the side of Ken is doing pretty well here, harassing
definitely.
the Phobius. So far, Willie is having a hard time here. That's used the flicker as well.
Oh my goodness, flicker in like 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's not really good timing, especially when the turtle spawns, you won't have a flicker already. So that's a massive information given over the side of Flash.
This is going to be now the opportunity for Flash SG to actually harass the top side here. And look at this one, Kyushu going to go for the stun here. 3 versus 2 situation. Curtizi backs away easily here. Going to go for a counter attack. Kyushu uses flicker as well.
Yeah, burns away another flicker, so that's wonderful information. No flicker for the first turtle fight.
Oh, there you go. There comes the Lucas. There comes the Ninetales. Going to go, but he's out of position here. He needs to be very careful. That's going to be first blood. Ken secures that one.
Yeah, Lucas thinks he's Naruto, but unfortunately he's just food for the side of Team Flash. 4 members onto Naruto right here, onto this Lucas, man. That's how much. So that's how do you deal with the Lucas?
I'm just hyping the Lucas up, and that happened. But he's out of position, though. I mean, he cannot really take
Yeah.
out many members here for Flash SG in that kind of
Yep.
situation.
Lucas is not Ken on the Phobias, unfortunately. Cannot 1v9 as of now. Yeah, probably needs more and more items going into his pocket before he can actually start 1v9.
There you go, Kyushu again. This is level 4 JPL compared to level 3 Kyushu here. I think Kyushu needs this ultimate in order for them to actually initiate the team fights.
Yeah.
But with this very aggressive, much aggressive movement coming in from JPL,
Yep.
I think Kyushu has been stopped when it comes to his rotations here. Oh, they're looking actually on the bot side.
And I feel like right now, this is what, you remember we talked about how this is a bit of a supportal combat happening, well, Romo combat right now. Definitely JPL is winning, right? JPL winning against Kyushu. Kyushu finally hitting level 4. That's a massive EXP gap in between, and that's going to work wonders. Albeit this time around with Kyushu hitting level 4, all of a sudden that advantage is dwindling.
Look at Ken here. He has given so much vision. He is very aggressive as well. And so far here, Everlasting Love doesn't have the answer. Okay, when it comes to the scaling, you have to look out the Sicilian as well and the carry. But with this constant aggressiveness coming in from Flash SG, the map is actually in control for their one.
Yeah.
They're looking here on the bot side.
Actually, Kalia is looking at this, looking at how Flash is playing, and it makes me feel like the Badang actually counters Kyushu, right? Yes, you can Tsunami Slam me, but all of a sudden, hey, you bring me closer to your team. What's next? Thousand Fists.
Yeah. Plus, he doesn't have... Okay, now Kyushu has the ultimate here. So let's see if Everlasting Love going to initiate the team fights here, especially with the Turtle Pit. Turtle rather is going to spawn here. Oh, look at Curtizy with the SOD hits. That is going to be bringing back with the auto attack coming from Vanix on the back lines. That's a kill.
That's a kill indeed, but Kyushu tried to follow it up, jumps over, using the flicker at the same time.
No
Curtizy
way.
actually following up, defending Vanix as of now. Ken somehow is here as well, joining the fight, cutting off the reinforcement of Sus Bomba. JPL going in, that's the ultimate that we're looking out for. Kyushu tried to get on the way. Ken right now has to run for the hills as he peels for Curtizy. The bomb coming out from Lucas right here, but Hades will be able to join the fight on the droid that goes into the ultimate, burning down Kyushu right where it stands. Fake QD right here. Tried to output the damage, but members of Flash SG disengage.
Oh, but still, they're going to still continue this team fight here. And look at this one. Oh, there's going to be now Willy trying to provide the space. And now Ken and Hades going to control this turtle as well. And the last, the thing is, Flash SG gets the turtle and gets back.
Yeah. The best part of it is Flash, yes, they need to sacrifice Ken, and that's wonderful prioritization unless Hades can outplay this one.
This is what we are talking about, Jay's non-stop action between these two aggressive teams, and now it's going to be Willy trying to go for the fights, and now it is going to be Curtizy falling down this time around, and JPL flying around, turning back for now, and the invasion still continues here for Everlasting Love.
Yeah, Everlasting Love, man. They're finally up in the ante in terms of the aggression. They finally picks it up. They know how to deal with Flash right now. Hades, don't forget, once he doesn't really have the ultimate, there's not enough damage coming up from Flash right here.
That was really very long team fight between these two here. Flash SG though, yeah, even though they had the turtle into their side, Everlasting Love is not backing out. They still want to go for more brawls here. And with this Fate QT right now, the ultimate very prepared. I think they can go for a brawl if they want to.
Yeah, can actually forgetting. No, actually, he left the lane at a very good timing, right?
Yeah.
Thanks to Observer for pointing that out. The Siege Minion actually doing quite an amount of chip damage all the way up top. Thank you very much, man.
And now Joy here, Hades going to go for a split push. They know about this one. Oh, they're just too late. They could not react. I think there's going to be a time for Everlasting Love to actually force the team fight without the Hades, but then again, they decide not to.
Man, Willy leaving that lane right there is a mistake. Tunnel vision by Ken. Ken, I'm not too sure who actually made the rotation first, but when I start to realize that the Siege Minion is actually taking up top, Ken and also Willy is actually in the mid lane. Take a look at the items right now. I think all eyes is on Sus Bomba. Sus Bomba needs to start picking up his items. Does have the mana boost. The glowing one should be a Clock of Destiny, if I'm not mistaken, to get more tankiness and also add on more mana. But I'm talking about this because Flash SG is on a timer. If this game goes to 15 minutes, and it seems like we may go there, Flash SG could be in problem because Sicilian does a lot of damage.
Oh, this is the space coming in from Willie right now, going all in, and the rest of Flash SG backs out. They cannot fight this Phobias anymore. And look at the split push coming in from the side there of Vanix. So giving away this turtle for this turret takedown is incredible good for Flash SG.
Yeah, and no started from the sequence I was talking about, right? Ken leaving that lane right there. Yes, you can take the turtle, but it's okay. I deal damage up top, and now, you know, Vanix is just gonna spearhead, no pun intended, all the way up top, making sure that they have a stronger lane or stronger side of the map around the top side.
The cross map plays that we have highlighted here for Flash SG. This is their specialty. This is why you don't give Vanix the Moskov. It's just too good. And now the outer turrets is gone here on the top side. There's going to be an opening here for Flash SG to actually abuse the map control against Everlasting Love.
But don't forget, Everlasting Love is starting to pick up the damage as well in terms of the skills, and they are not too shabby either when it comes to these team fights, right? Remember that they remind me of the old EVL. Not only just the fact that I look at their abbreviations EVL, and it reminds me of the old Team EVL abbreviation, and not only just that, they also fight like Team EVL.
Speaking of fight, Bait QT here. Oh, 2 versus 1. They decided not to force that one from Flash SG. And now the mid is still hanging on from both teams here. Ken constantly running through here across the river. And this is Lucas' way out here. Fate QT, I believe Flash SG has the vision. They are going to force this one out. Now there's going to be Possess here coming in. On the side of Ken, the follow-up here, the fist crack. And now there's going to be a Tsunami Slam coming inside of Kyushu. Backs away, no follow-up whatsoever here coming in from Everlasting Love. This is now the time for Fate QT trying to join the team fight, but he is far away out. Still, it is going to be Flash SG winning the fight.
Yeah, Fate QT is always at a bad place at a bad time, right? And even if the case when he's a bad place, he's always doesn't have the really good timing when to join these team fights, and it's actually starting to hurt Everlasting Love. Now top side is cleaned up. Flash, like what I mentioned, they need to try to end the game before 15 minutes. I think they're on the timer right here, and they know it. They're starting to feel the pain from Sus Bomba. They're also starting to feel the pain for Akashi, especially Ken. Ken needs to be careful from the damage of this carry.
The Lord is up. No one from Everlasting Love here knows about this one. This is going to be a blitz we are seeing here coming in from Flash SG, but instead it is going to be Akashi here as well as Kyushu trying to pick off Vanix, but the Purify has been used there, and there are no contests in the Lord.
Worth it, right? Right now, Everlasting Love shows two members up top. They're just going to try to brawl it out. Vanix, you need to pull the Clash Factor right here. He tries to kite all the way back. The members on the side of Flash SG is not there to reinforce, but this time around, Everlasting Love may have been JPL coming in with the 1000 fist crack, and now he may actually receive most of the damage. Kurtizi right here tried to kite and zone. JPL is playing as if like he's a damage dealer right here. He goes to Immortality. Lucas coming for the flank as well. It's okay for JPL to go down, but at the very least, Vanix gets out alive.
What? Vanix survived there?
Yeah.
He still survived, and this is gonna be the help, of course, for a Flash SG to reinforce the team fight as well. Now the Lord is pushing through here on the top. Flash SG, are you kidding me? And I thought Everlasting Love is going to go for Vanix pick off for that Lord sacrifice, but nah, it is still going to be outplayed here for Flash SG.
Yeah, right now it's just, oh, hold on a second, Ken possessing. Ooh.
That's going to be now Tsunami Slam there out. Ken in that situation. Now the Lord is going to be taken out. So there's going to be a reset here. But remember, outer charge has been secured already here by Flash SG.
Mid lane, you crack that open bottom side as well. But unfortunately, Flash is not ready to basically take down the bottom lane turret. Everlasting Love is still holding on strong, but I'm looking at the timer, man. It's around 3 more minutes. Sorry, make it like 4 more minutes. I forgot how to count. 4 more minutes, Deadeye. If not, Everlasting Love is just gonna overpower Flash SG.
So far, really, I'm looking forward for that Lucas to be present in any team fight, in every team fight for that matter. But we've seen the KDA coming in from Fate QT. Even we have 4 kills coming in from Everlasting Love. He has only 1 assist here, so it's really concerning here. If you want to really take advantage of a Lucas, you need to be there on major team fights.
Yeah, Fake Cutie, I think the positioning is a little bit wrong, and I think it's the first time that the likes of Kyushu going up against someone like JPL, right? He don't really care where you are. He would just do weird things towards you. He's basically leaking all the information over to the side of Team Flash. Man,
This is the similar sequence we're seeing here. It's now Fate QT on the other side of the map. He's the one who's actually controlling this pressure here, this lane pressure. I think. Do you think this is gonna be a switch here? I think really, or any other heroes here, players going to do that thing. Fate QT, his presence in team fight is badly needed.
yeah, definitely. Right. I don't feel any presence from this Lucas that as much
Yeah.
as you're excited to cast for a Lucas game, I don't feel Lucas at all. Lucas doesn't tickle. He's just there.
Meow.
Meow.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Instead of a roar, we're hearing a meow here. But kid me not, man. I think this Lucas is really OP. We've seen how the capability of this Lucas, man. So team fights right now is being taking advantage here of the side of Flash HD without Lucas into the fray. And it's always Lucas who's responding to this pressure coming in from Hades. Look at Hades. This is again the cross map plays that we have been talking about. Pressure on the top. Now in the sequence is gonna be Fate QT again responding with, okay, now we're seeing here a change. Really is actually here on the side.
Yep. Right now, the Lord is being threatened right here. Everlasting Love. What is their play? They're around 3k gold lead behind. It's not too shy
Wow.
instead. But oh, okay, Kyushu, maybe he can make something work.
Oh, there you go. Kyushu want to initiate the team fight here, but to no avail. Cross map plays once again on the bot side. Vanix here, just securing the outer turrets. No one responds here from Everlasting Love. Once again, outplayed coming in from Flash SJ.
Man, Flash is winning in terms of the macro game. They forgot Vanix is all the way down bottom. This is exactly where you taunt your enemy. Are you blind on your map? Are you not looking at your mini-map? And with that, Flash takes away the Lord right underneath Everlasting Love's noses.
Oh, this is really difficult here for Everlasting Love. Okay, they have a Sicilian, so as long as this game scales, the Sicilian stocks gonna be rising into his advantage here. So we're waiting still for the timer here, 15 minutes, as you have mentioned, right? But at this moment, without the map control needed, will they be able to do a major comeback in this situation?
Right now, bottom lane, the Lord's coming in. Don't forget, this Lord will do serious damage
Yeah.
against your turrets right here. And now Flash SG just leading the charge around the mid. Carry Akashi, ooh, doing a lot of damage right here. His wheels are starting to hurt.
Yeah, indeed. And now there's going to be a siege here at the bottom side. Everlasting Love is pretty much ready. Now this time around, Fate can join in the battle. Let's see if they can defend, but no response still whatsoever. It is going to be Flash SG still wrecking havoc here on the bot side.
Yeah, Flash SG cracked open bot. I feel like Everlasting Love is lost. It's
Yeah.
always, it feels like sometimes you think Everlasting Love knows what to do, and then after a sudden you blink, Everlasting Love has amnesia. They forgot the game plan, and they don't know what to do, and they're just rotating around, and hopefully something works.
Oh, Tsunami Slam. It's going to be Flicker coming in from Ken outside here. Fate QT popping his ultimate as well. But look at Vanix here suddenly destroying the inhibitor charge. JPL out of position but still managed to escape here. The chase continues coming in from Fate QT, but to no avail still. Flash SG secured inhibitor charge, and they can escape for now.
Well, one Lord, you crack open 2 lanes as well, but don't forget,
Oh.
this is the time that I was talking about. Look at the time of 15 minutes and 30 seconds. Sus Bomba should have good damage, but don't forget, Sus Bomba looks very scary as a Sicilian secures the Divine Glaive already. On top of that, you've got Akashi on the carry as well. Thank you very much. You also have decent amount of items already. I'm expecting a lot of damage coming off of Sus Bomba already if Flash SG decides to end the game right here, right there. If Flash actually makes a mistake trying to take down the base, it is gonna be bad for Flash.
This is very crucial as well. I think the next big thing here for Flash HT is the lore takedown. Oh, actually, they're forcing this team fight. Kyushu popping his flicker. Look at the damage coming from Vanix, and look at the fish crack as well. And now there's going to be the Vanix on the back lines having so many free hits. And there's going to be Wheelie here providing the space on the back lines as well. And this is now really
Does
going
that-
back. Oh, this is just insane. Oh, Sus Bomba. His attacks here is magic damage. Now pulling through the killing spree against Ken.
And this is exactly what I feared that if Flash make a mistake about trying to end the game or even take down topside turret, they are actually overcommitting for that one. Man, it's just... This is where Sus Bomba will start to shine. You start to see Sus Bomba actually slapped, and it really hurts this time round.
Oh, the Lord is up right now. They have the vision here. Everlasting Love has the vision. And Curtizy trying to find a way also to provide vision for Flash SG. And this is the cross map plays once again. Vanix is there waiting for the right moment, and the defender is going to be Sus Bomba. Okay, we're seeing a split map on the screen here, and Vanix trying to go for this push, but instead here the Lord Dance, it is going to be Flash SG cleaning up the battlefield. Kyushu being pinned down, and he's gone, but Fate QT still managed to survive. That's going to be now the attack, the burst damage here, going to go for the chase. JPL trying to back away, and still survives in that onslaught.
Hi, Venix.
Yeah.
Right now, the best part is Flash actually, was still able to take down two members, Akashi and Kyushu right here, but they lose Hades. So that could potentially be a problem. But Everlasting Love is a little bit confused. Do I take this Lord fight, or do I go back to defend? Because technically speaking, Vanix is always around the base, just looking at a wide opportunity to try to end the game.
Now, this is the thing, right? Yes, you do have great stacks for Sus Bomba here at this moment, but the map control is truly in favor here for the side of Flash SG. It's really difficult for them to contest this Lord Dance anymore unless they are going to go for a risky play here. And Flash SG knows about this one. They had the advantage. They just need to counter it if ever Everlasting Love is going to go push through.
Yeah. Right now, Flash, I think they realize they cannot take the fight with Everlasting Love inside the base, because that's where Sicilian really shines, right? You funnel everybody into a 1-on-1 spot. You're basically, it makes Sicilian very easy to play, right? You're very predictable where your enemy is coming. You can actually land your back impact and back claws from there. So how Flash is trying to do right now is try to bait Everlasting Love outside, away from the base, so that Everlasting Love tunnel visions, because they know that Flash actually has a better macro. Let's go back to Everlasting Love.
This is the advantage of having Moskov here. Even Moskov is on the other side of the map. His SOD is very capable to go in and join the team fight anytime.
Yeah, but I like what both of these two teams are doing. Number one, they're not revealing a lot of information where the enemies are, where they are. And number two, it's just how Flash is actually just doing this signature dance, but now it's going to be Everlasting Love pulling their hand.
Oh, look at the damage here. Ken Steel barely survives there, and he did, and this is going to be the counter-attack. Fate QT going to go for a fight. The cleanup play, and Hades going to pop his beats here, and look at the force attack here coming in from Fate QT, and the SOD hits, and this is going to be now Vanix trying to go for a cleanup against Fate QT, but Fate QT just burning them out. Oh, no, Vanix! Vanix giving the counter-attack! No way! This is just insane coming in from Vanix himself. The clutch play, and Sus Bomba left alone, and Flash SG going to clean this one up, and they will. A shutdown, and this could be it, Jace. They are going to finish this game.
Definitely, Flash SG, wonderful activation in terms of the sequencing, man. First of all, you don't even show any information that Vanix all the way up top. Kyushu also had the right idea, doesn't show himself, but when the time they show themselves, it is over, because Team Flash is the one that pulled the Uno reverse card against you, and then after that, they clean up your base. And don't forget, this Moskov can be anywhere and everywhere. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Team Flash, they realize that they cannot win Everlasting Love inside their base. They have to pull them outside. That's where Sicilian is the most vulnerable, because he needs to look at every different angle as compared to looking at the back.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the Lucas that I've been waiting for is not what I expected in that situation.
I love it.
I haven't seen Lucas really popping off, especially during the early to the mid game here. The team fights were not really in favor there for the side of Everlasting Love. Flash SG knows how to work their way here into the series.
Yeah, and right now it goes to show, right, how this feels like the Team Flash that we know. Even though, yes, they taste a little bit of the fight, Everlasting Love seems like they do have the damage and do have fists a little bit. So what do? They changed the rule of the game. They started kicking instead. And that's what they did, right? Like, you see how that sequence right there, Vanix hiding right there, hiding information. They start taking it down turrets left and right. Everlasting Love, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to react against a macro play like this.
And plus, of course, the tart takedowns coming in from Flash SG early to the mid game. They controlled mostly of the map, so it's really difficult for Everlasting Love to go for across map plays on their own. So as you can see, Vanix just waiting patiently. Once that team fight brawls out in the Lord Dance, that's the moment he just goes in. And Sus Bomba, no choice. He has to leave, to stay in the base rather to defend.
Yeah, and how did it feels like this whole game, is just a showcase of the MPL macro. Yes, you can bring in your rank drops into challenger stage, but this is the MPL macro that we're talking about. Team Flash is the one that mastered the
Yes.
MPL macro, right? This is the reason why they're so dominant in this kind of play style in MPL SG, because they've been through internationally. They are the receiving ends of this macro game. And I would like to also highlight some of the there's a wise person that actually told me about the reason, because remember we're earlier just now we're very confused about the Joy pick in the second slot. Yeah, don't forget, Joy can activate the ultimate anytime. So you have two sides. If you notice, for around the mid parts of the game, when the Moscow starts to join the team fights, the Joy was hard pushing the sides. Moscow, after that, towards the later parts of the game, when the rest of the members from Team Flash is able to identify that they can actually leave Vanix on his own, because he has his items already, right? That's why you start to see a bit of switch around. And I love this. This game feels like initially we thought it's going to be a roamer combat, the Badang versus the Kalia, but turns out it is a game of cat and mouse, and it is Team Flash that played the mouse instead.
And look at this stats right now we're seeing here. Fortunately for the Lucas pick here, he has only 2 kills, expecting much, of course, on the early aggression. But instead, it is going to be Flash SG just doing most of the work in the early game. You mentioned, of course, the switcheroo coming in from Joy and Vanix on the side lane push. And with this response, we only see Fate QT really joining in that one. I think Fate QT really deserves to be in a team fight. But if
He's
ever...
never there.
Is never there. But the
is-
question is,
Yeah.
which hero are you going to respond for that lane push? It should be Akashi, I think, especially during the early to mid.
Yeah, that's the question, right? Like, if you send Akashi, she's the carry's a sitting duck. I think the best person you can send is Willy, but you remove Willy from that fight, all of a sudden...
Difficult, right?
Yeah, you don't really have a lot of front line, right? Unless
Uh-huh.
Fake QT can do something to burst somebody down. But then... Yeah, it's just, I think the best, and the worst part is, even if you send Akashi down there, you actually allow Akashi to farm. If you notice,
Yes.
Akashi is starting to pick up the items, he's actually doing a lot more damage. But you send Willy over, it's like, okay, I don't need a gold, by the way. I'm building defensive. Defensive items are
Yeah.
cheaper, right? So yeah, there we go. I think Team Flash just showed us a lot of interesting chess game
Yep.
play, right? And mobile is not only just about how you execute in your micro, it's about how you outmaneuver your enemy.
Correct.
And they definitely outmaneuvered Everlasting Love
When
right
it comes to the laning as well, Ken did a pretty good job. We have to highlight this kid, man. Then Ken actually
told
on
you.
the EXP
I told
did
you.
pretty good. I
I-
think really is having a hard time on that lane.
here. Yeah, Ken couldn't.
Ken
Ken really can.
Ken really can.
Ken really can do this, because it's just it's just the fact that I love this, right? I love how Team Flash is doing now. Ken feels like a perfect fit among this roster right here. It feels like this is the Flash that we always like to see.
True.
JPL is allowed to do even more weird JPL things as compared to babysitting 2 lanes. Vanix right here, knowing that, okay, at least I have a winning side lane here on the other side. The other side, at least you can either neutralize it or play it safe. So I really like this this Team Flash roster coming in for the seeded stage. For the challenger stage.
Yeah, we highlighted also the composition coming in from Everlasting Love. They have the Kalea, they have the Phobius, they have the Lucas. All the kits are on their side, Jace. Just like that. You do have a great composition, but when it comes to execution, how you be able to deal
Yep.
or use this hero in your winning conditions. That's still one of the cases as well.
Definitely.
That Everlasting Love have to put into consideration.
Definitely. If you look at the rosters coming from Everlasting Love, I feel like the coach actually did everything right.
Yes.
They literally equipped their soldiers with the best ever weapons, but they got defeated ultimately because they ultimately don't know how to use those weapons.
Yeah, and Flash SG, yeah, they won 2 straight games in a row against challenger teams here,
Yep,
and-
which is
which
great.
is badly needed into their team, and this will change the rankings for now. So this is what Flash SG totally we are going to see, hopefully consistently as well.
Yeah, definitely. At least a lot more consistency
Yep.
coming out, right? Game number 1 was also dominating as well. Game number 2, you can start to see that, yeah, they don't really care. They're just going to smack you left, right, center,
Yeah.
out macro you. This is exactly what we like about Team Flash, right? And with that said, I'm going to let you guess who the MVP of the game is.
It's Hades.
We reviewed and you answered. Brother, how do you do you go for exams by actually looking at the answers first, then you copy the answers down? But of
It's
course,
80s.
of course, it's gonna be Hades for this one. As the Joy, we're gonna fix that. The
Yeah.
It's not the correct hero, but don't worry about it because I think the main focus should be the fact that Hades was the one that set the tempo. If Everlasting Love is allowed to basically do their own gameplay, their own play style, whereas we love to clash. And Joy and Hades doesn't allow them to split, to basically try to pull them apart. And all of a sudden, if you notice, Everlasting Loves doesn't really have a map. They don't know what to do. They are so lost in the game, and that's because of Joy split pushes.
We have mentioned, of course, the Everlasting Love loves to have a very aggressive playstyle, right? But so far, having the more aggressive team like Team Flash, they have been shut down as well. So Joy, of course, Hades on the Joy did a pretty good job when it comes to the team fighting, especially during the early stages of the game here. But to be honest, all of them stepping up.
Yeah, definitely.
All of them stepping up.
Yeah.
I love to see this kind of Team Flash right now. This is the Team Flash I know. And Ken is there on the other side as well. Filling up the roster. It's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really excited for this one because I've been watching this kid. I think I only started paying attention to him in the last season when he plays as Team Evil. It's like, wow, this guy can slap. He really can slap.
Yeah.
And he's actually he's a small puny kid. Yeah, he actually
He's
slaps.
like Bray.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, Bray is smaller than him.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And he really can output the damage. He knows his aggression, and now with the help of a very wonderful international experience, seasoned players around him, he's definitely going to improve even more.
Yeah, speaking of which, okay, Team Flash, they're on a roll here. I love seeing Team Flash going in this kind of situation here. On the other side, it's not yet over, Jace, for our challenger teams, for they will face still another MPL SG team here later
Yep.
on.
There'll be two more. We've already done Team Flash. We also done King's Vanguard. And
Team
first after
Evil.
that is Kingdom Esports.
Yeah.